violinist is a good-looking fellow, but one can only hope that his violin is better tuned than he.
Very kind of you. Thanks. Oh, pardon me.
No problem. The uniform is waterproof. Mr.
Lucian. Professor Edgar Lucian.
Oh, a professor. Are you a scientist? Do you teach at the Sorbonne?
No, I work at the British Museum in London.
You don't say. So, you were, shall we say, an eyewitness to the burglary 2 days ago?
No, I wouldn't say that.
Oh, no?
Well, there was a lot of commotion, but I didn't really pay much attention to it.
There was a break-in in your museum, and it didn't concern you?
Well, let's just say that nothing that's happened in the last 2,000 years concerns me.
May I ask where you are going?
Of course. To Venice. I'm going to meet some colleagues there.
Oh, Venice. A beautiful city, or so I'm told.
Indeed. But I really have to take my leave now.
Just a moment, please. The famous Inspector Legrand is on this train. I imagine you know him.
No. Should I?
You don't know him? And you also don't know what he's doing here?
No. Well, why should I?
Just a thought. You're a representative of the British Museum. There's a guarded safe on the train.
I'm sorry. I don't know what you're trying to imply. And now, please excuse me.
Just one more thing. Did you notice anything unusual on the train?
Here? On the train? No. I can't say that I have. Although I did spend most of the time in my compartment.
I don't want to take up any more of your valuable time, but you do understand, don't you, that what concerns me is the present, and especially the robbery at the museum.
Yeah, of course, of course. It's just, I'm in rather a hurry.
You'll get in touch if you notice anything unusual, won't you, Professor?
Of course, Constable. What's this?
What's the matter, sir?
The door. I can't open it.
Ah, we'll sort it out somehow. The compartment is locked.
But I didn't lock it. I don't even have a key. I asked the steward. He was going to bring me one, but he never came back.
Someone locked it.
Find the steward. He needs to bring me the key immediately.
Calm down, Professor. I'll see what I can do.
You don't understand. I have to get back in my compartment.
All right, just wait here. He doesn't make a very balanced impression. And he, of all people, isn't bothered by a robbery in his own museum. He doesn't make a very... And he, of... I don't believe it. I never thought I'd ever meet you.
Pardon me, but we'd prefer...
It's all right, Miss Miller. I'd like to speak to the inspector.
Unfortunately, just a constable, Lady Westmacott. I'm reading The Vicarage in the Mirror right now, for the 5th time at least.
That's nice, Constable...
Zellner. Anton Jakob Zellner.
This is my companion, Miss Miller.
A pleasure. As a writer, you must be very observant. Am I right? I mean, you have to study the behavior of people around you to create the characters in your novels, don't you?
I solved the mystery of human nature a long time ago, Mr. Zellner. Since then, most people just bore me.
Really? I had the impression you were eyeing me suspiciously as I came in.
What do you want to know, Constable?
Did you notice the man who just walked into the next carriage with a cup of tea?
I did. He seemed nervous. He was waiting at the bar for the steward, and since the steward never appeared, he elected to help himself. He took 2 biscuits.
He seems pretty young. but he's already a professor at the British Museum.
Interesting. I'll have to talk to him later. Just out of courtesy, of course.
Of course. Did you notice the blonde man with the violin case?
I certainly did. He introduced himself and tried to make a good impression. People like him are drawn to wealth and fame, like moths to a flame.
But his charms failed on you.
I know him by name. David Kreutzer. He was a drain on my friend's purse.
Do you think he has a money problem?
People like him always have a money problem. No matter how much you give them, they always spend twice as much and complain that they have far too little.
What are you doing here, if I may ask? Are you on holiday?
Holiday? Yes, so to speak. The first and last holiday of my life.
Madam?
I've been writing since I was a little girl. It became my job, and now I've stopped. So, this must be a holiday.
You quit writing? Impossible. I have all of your books. Your Detective Partout is my favorite character.
Then I have bad news for you. I killed the old wretch off years ago.
I don't understand.
I'd rather not discuss my work, Constable.
Oh, well, fine. As much as I'd like to keep talking, duty calls.
You were right.
Madam?
I did observe you as you came in. You seemed so eager.
It's been a long time since I've had a chance to prove myself, madam.
And this is it. Your chance.
I do hope so.
Then grab it. Even small people can make big changes, as my friend Ronald likes to say.
I shall do my best.
Mr.
Zellner.
Right. How can I help you?
Tell me, did you notice anything suspicious here on the train or in Zurich?
You mean, except for the fact that my suitcase was stolen on the platform? No. Is there any reason to be concerned?
No, just routine.
Constable Zellner, please don't think I'm naive. I spotted the inspector from Interpol. Legarde is his name, if I recall correctly.
Legrand.
If you say so. At the train station in Zurich, he put a cash box into the safe, and then kept close watch as it was loaded onto the train. Don't tell me that a man at his pay grade routinely tramps across the Alps just to keep an eye on cash boxes.
A cash box? Like the ones you'd find in safe deposit boxes?
Precisely. And I believe we both have a good idea just what's inside.
Auf Wiedersehen, Dr. Gebhardt.
Goodbye, Constable. It was a pleasant chat, really.
Box with a padlock. I suppose it contains tools for the train's crew, maybe for coupling and uncoupling the cars. At any rate, it's positioned so that it's easier to reach from the ground than from up here. Locked.
Bang, bang!
Huh?
Don't move.
Mad, have you gone mad?
I'll shoot. Hey, my pistol.
You'll get it back in Venice. I could have fallen under the wheels.
I thought you were a ghost.
Ghosts don't exist.
They do too. One just flew past the window.
Yes, sure. Now get moving.
Oh, man.
I strongly suspect that the door is locked. No, it's open. Hello? Wow.
Don't move a muscle, you feathered fiend.
Put the gun down, Robert. if I may introduce. Constable Robert Oliver from the Yard. And this is the revered Constable Zellner of the Swiss police, who obviously couldn't control his curiosity.
Then I was right. You really do want to lure someone into a trap.
That's none of your business.
Perhaps that someone recently struck in London.
And how would I bait my trap then?
With something inside the safe?
Someone hasn't done his homework.
What do you know of this Raven's heir?
He tried to blow me up.
Robert, we don't know who we're dealing with yet.
In any event, the new Raven is a more dangerous man than the old one.
How do you know it's a man? It could just as easily be a woman.
Or several men.
And anyway, how do you know that it's a new Raven?
Monsieur?
Never mind.
I hope you'll acknowledge that I, as a Swiss policeman, can undertake investigations in my own country.
Are we still in Switzerland?
I could be your eyes on the train, as long as you're here in the freight car.
Oh, really?
There is a certain Professor Lucien on the train. He's an archaeologist from London.
And what's his story?
Well, it seems someone locked him out of his compartment.
Locked him out?
Well, yes. The door is locked and he's standing outside without a key.
Was it locked from inside?
It may have been. Do you think the locked door could be important?
Professor Lucien plays an important role in this story. Well then, Constable Zellner, be my eyes and ears on the train and see that Professor Lucien gets back into his compartment. Report back to me when you're through.
My pleasure, monsieur. I go attend to the door now.
Good. And, Constable Zellner,
Yes?
don't bother us unless you have something new to report.
Of course. A thief might get anxious if there's too much activity in the freight car.
Exactement. Knock twice. Then we'll know that it's you.
Understood. An investigation on behalf of Legrand that takes me one step closer. If I can convince him of my competence, I might even be able to see this case through to the end. Butterscotch. I've loved them since I was a child. Their only drawback, they don't play nice with false teeth. I suppose the steward won't object to me having a look around in his absence. Perhaps he keeps the compartment keys in there. Locked. The lock is so cheap that I could easily pick it. If I want to impress Legrand, I should probably just do it. He's famous for his unconventional methods. I need a bit of wire or something like that to pick the lock. A shortwave radio. It's a... The pad on which the steward writes orders. Empty. Maybe he didn't use it because... I don't need the pad, but the pencil might... The steward probably uses the scissors on hard-to-open packages. These days, nearly everything is sealed up tight. A colleague recently told me about dry powdered soup. I need a bit of... Stewart's pencil. Probably one of the...
Oh, Constable?
Yes, ma'am.
My son didn't make any trouble for you, I hope. It's just that he just walked past us, silent and seething. That's usually a sign that someone's laid down the law.
I'm afraid so. He played a trick on me, a rather dangerous one. The lad left me no choice but to take away his wooden pistol as a punishment.
I understand. And thank you. Maddie is a very lively child. Sometimes he needs a strong fatherly hand.
Where is Matt's father, if I may ask?
He's gone.
Ah, I understand.
Could you, leave Maddie's pistol here, perhaps? So you don't have to bother with it?
Of course. I told him he wouldn't get it back until Venice.
Very well. Thank you again, Constable.
The little label on the door reads Baroness von Trebitz. Blue blood on the Orient Express.
Yes, what is it?
Whoever that is, James, ask them whether they found my purse and then closed the door. The noise on this train is driving me crazy.
You're missing a purse. Was it stolen?
At the very least, I cannot find it, sir.
It was stolen.
When was the last time the Baroness saw her purse?
What?
In Zurich, on the platform, sir.
I just asked where you last saw your purse.
In Zurich on the platform. James, tell him that I still had it when I got out to stretch my legs.
The Baroness says...
Maybe you lost it there.
What?
The Baroness never loses anything, sir.
I never lose anything.
Very well then. I shall be on the lookout for your purse. I will have a look around.
Thank you, sir.
Hello, sir.
Hello.
A passenger is missing her purse. Perhaps you've seen it.
I haven't left my seat.
It's been missing for some time now. Probably since Zurich.
The Swiss don't let go of money easily, do they? Oh, pardon me. No, I haven't seen the purse.
If I'm not mistaken, you're a violinist.
That's true.
A wonderful instrument.
That's why I learned...
Do you play in an orchestra?
No,
A solo violin?
in that case.
Oh, what I really wanted to ask is...
Anything on...
Person's act...
For heaven's sake.
Everything is...
I understand.
Are you trapped?
No, to a ship.
Cairo.
I'm performing at the...
Have a good...
Thank you.
Matt is... I won't get anything. Would you like a butterscotch?
You think you can bribe me?
I have no reason to. You made trouble and got punished for it. Take it as a peace offering.
Just 4?
If I'm faster than you, there'll only be 3.
Hey!
Friends again?
Mm-hmm.
All right then. And no dangerous nonsense anymore.
Okay.
You mu-
Yeah, a bit, but hey,
You...
I'm a
I...
you
And... And then...
then I was
Oh, and... Really? You... I'm... Oh, I don't... Matt, are you okay?
I think you just have to be good at copying things to be an actor.
That... Disturb... The Baronet. Do you have any idea where...
Do I ever?
Hmm?
That guy over there with the violin,
What about him?
he picked up something in Zurich.
Really?
Yeah.
But you saw him.
Uh-huh.
Did you...
Nah, but now...
I should look... Tell me. Oh,
What's he supposed to...
I'm looking...
Did you check?
I'm sure...
Can't you...
Perhaps. But I...
Ask my mom. She has...
So...
So...
The violin case looks pretty old. But that doesn't... The best violin. Excuse... About the
Yes?
Someone saw you with your...
What's the meaning of this?
Nobody said... I just wanted to ask you whether you... Why did you think I was a...
Well, I thought... because you mentioned my violin case in the context of the...
Apropos, may I have a look at your violin? It must be...
Oh, that's not fun.
Very
Very.
What could harm it here? May I ask you to open...
No, you may not.
I'm afraid I have to...
Then I'm afraid you need a warrant.
Have a good trip.
Thank you.
I think the violin... But to be sure that Matt was right, I have to get... How can I do it?
What are you doing? Didn't I make myself clear? The window stays closed.
You're not alone on this train. I want the window open.
Swiss politeness doesn't seem to be what it used to be. I'm not going to catch a cold because of you. Go somewhere else if you don't like it.
That makes no sense. The violin... That... All right, Matt. The violinist won't let me check his violin case.
Of course he won't. He's hiding something. Should I distract him? Then you can...
What do you...
I could tell him there's a suitcase full of money in the next carriage. If he's in...
I don't think you...
Or I could insult him and then run away. He'll try to catch me and...
Now that I think about it, this is something I have to attend to on my own. It would be...
Little boy!
Sorry, Sheriff. So long. I've no idea. I think the... But to be... How can I... The violinist is I have to come up with... And suddenly, it's me who... Whoops. That was easier than it... Batteries. Just this one. Too small for the door. The tip of the toothpick is stuck between the window and the runner.
What nerve? I'll complain to your superiors.
Well, that's not what you expect to find. An old one?
Hey, what are you doing there?
I was taking your case for safekeeping, since it was left here unattended. When I picked it up, the cover unlatched.
I never leave my violin unattended.
Ah, then no one else could have put this purse in your case.
Someone must have snuck it in. Like you.
Aha, for sure. And you have a pistol in the case because...
I don't owe you an explanation. It's mine. I have a gun license. Now, take the damned purse to the Baroness and leave me in peace. Just get lost.
It won't be that easy. I'll report the incident to the Italian authorities in Venice.
Oh, Inspector, did you find the Baroness's purse?
I didn't...
You did! Out of my way, James. Oh, wunderbar. Tremendous work, Inspector.
Constable, Baroness. Constable Anton Jakob Zellner at your service. May I ask you,
To the madhouse. One is close to the brink of insanity.
have you...
Do you know it defies...
Have you heard about the...
Heard about... I'm directly affected.
How so?
I'm in charge of the...
Exhibition?
The eye... Now that...
On the...
Oh,
Can you...
no. No. Lucien is here, poor fellow.
Professor...
But as director of the whole, Director Tom...
I'll take my...
Ah, yes.
Constable James. That's it. There we go. This should help. I bet I could really get...
Well, come on then.
Hello?
I barely left the window ajar.
Nothing to see.
Ah.
Are you okay?
Hmm? Yes. Fine.
Do you have any...
I don't... maybe...
You can't.
Well, then what...
The conductor could have locked it. On the other hand, it could have been someone...
Who?
They could have climbed up.
Who would be that insane?
You tell me. So...
No.
No, that...
Certainly not.
It was enough for...
That's...
You playing a dangerous... I believe...
Well, what make...
It seems like...
I won't...
Tell me. And if so...
Then... All...
That's what we... All the same.
Oh.
And the... You not only... Could it be that... I'm on you, but the more... I like to look over...
Of course.
I really wonder what... But I can't just rifle through the luggage of innocent citizen. The Bible? Wow, that's a very nice font.
If you'd managed to decode hieroglyphics that boggled the best minds of the...
What's this?
What do you have there?
It's a button. From a suit.
The burglar might have...
Maybe. If I notice anyone with a missing button... But I wouldn't get my hopes up. Assuming there really was...
Pardon me, sir.
We could have used you a few minutes ago. Inspector Lebron?
Anything to report?
I got...
Did you know
The window.
and the prophet
Acted.
and
He seemed to...
good work.
Now,
All right. We should. What?
The light's gone out.
Flashlights! Get Get off me!
There, sir. An envelope.
My dear Nico, you should take a closer look at the box. R.
What the dickens? It's a...
Away with it! Take cover! Oh dear. Oh.
Is everyone all right? Are you hurt? Quick thinking. Well done, Zellner.
I think the tunnel collapsed.
Then he's trapped. Hurry, we have to lock the second exit.
Sir, there's a fire up ahead. The engine's burning.
It's a distraction. Hurry, block the exit.
But sir... He's right, Inspector. A fire in a narrow tunnel is...
Merde. Go to the front of the train, find the engineer, and tell him to move.
Yes, sir.
Are you ready? You have to uncouple the freight.
I understand.
I'll see to the pass.
Let's get to it.
Oh, pardon me. I did not mean to scare you.
What are you doing?
Legrand.
Really?
Excellent.
Did
I...
You said
Perhaps what happened?
he didn't the
Oh.
How?
They are the black... Everyone... They are wait...
Continued.
All right.
Doctor? Can you give me a few...
Oh, certainly.
Thanks. I'll meet you...
Do hurry.
I should concentrate on uncoupling the freight car. I'm positive that Legrand has everything else under control. I know I'm sure I could uncouple the car if I only had enough light.